let's cover Elon's good side first.
Okay.
So Elon did that. He did that. Then he invested in PayPal. They took that. He sold that for $330 million. And then what happened is he took every dime of that. There's another guy, I forget the guy's name, who took him for a ride in an electric car that he was building. And he took Elon for a ride. Elon said, we're starting a company. So Elon didn't, just to be clear, guys, Elon Musk did not invent the electric car. He just took the guy's idea. That guy then got aced from the company. Sorry. We're saying on the
AIDS from the company?
No, aced. Sorry.
Okay.
Damn it, different company. So just to be clear, so then he started SpaceX. And SpaceX was they were bidding for contracts with NASA because at the time, and here's what people don't know about the guy. We were only buying Russian rockets to go to the space station. So we had to pay Russia. And look, by the way, how would that have worked out had he not got involved? Because we were paying crazy amounts of money, 80 million or whatever per rocket. We're not doing math anymore. They're just numbers. Don't mean anything.
10 millions.
So, damn it! You always find a way to make me stupider than I feel. So he then took all of his money, invested in SpaceX to develop rockets and stuff. Does it? He took up to, I think they were down to $3 million. He had $3 million, and he only had enough to get people paid through Christmas, and he was bankrupt. And that Christmas, NASA called and awarded him a $2.8 billion contract. So to be clear, the guy has put his ass on the line, and he's put his money where his mouth is over and over and over and over. He really has. But he's done it for him. Space. He wants to put everybody on Mars. He wants to build electric cars. That being said, so he has helped. He has helped. This though, Twitter, and I'm on Twitter and I like it, and I know it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. What has Twitter done good? Someone pointed this out when they got on Mad, and I went, all right, guys, I've been on this for over a decade. It hasn't cured anything. It hasn't fixed anything. It hasn't made anything better.
No, you've actually heard more about Facebook, which I hate to say, helping when like Myanmar was having that uprising, things like that, where people used I mean, I'm guessing they've done the same with Twitter. The one thing that I have seen positive come out of Twitter, and this is hard for me to even say, it's like me trying to say something nice about Trump because I hate how much he's on Twitter, is you have met some cool people on Twitter that you have ended up getting to know. Yeah. So that's been interesting, I think. It's done nothing for us,
but I also think, and I'm so guilty of this. I think it freed us up for, and I think some of the social shit that's going on in the country right now post COVID is partly due to Twitter and Facebook, because in the real world, you used to have to get someone on the phone or face them and talk shit.
Yeah.
And there's always an implicit threat there. I'm going to get punched. We're going to get in a physical altercation.
For 10,000 years.
Yes.
We're wired to read for 1 billion years. We've been wired to read body language and facial expressions.
Right.
And,
am I making somebody mad?
Yes.
Social graces.
An inherent thing that we don't even know that we use every second of every day.
Social graces came out of getting punched in the face.
Well, social graces, but also, like when texting created this a lot too.
Yeah.
Texting created a lot of family fights.
Yeah.
Because how often
there's no tone.
There's no context,
right.
No body language, no tone, no nothing. And so I sometimes will read things and be like, wow, she's being a bitch.
And for people with Asperger's or other social issues, this is their preferred way to communicate.
Yeah.
Because all those social cues, they don't pick up
anyway.
They don't have it anyway.
Yes.
So they can just, and like you said, they can do things like just from their comfort of their keyboard.
So now he's going to unleash all of those people that make, and I'm bad enough. Like I'm sure there's been a conversation one or two times where they're like, this guy maybe needs to go.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, but look he said 10 nice things. There's 10 nice things. All right. But these other 15 are pretty bad. The problem is that I'm always backing up with articles and facts. Yeah. So when someone says something dumb and I go, listen, you fucking moron. And then I back it up. They're like, well, the guy was kind of a fucking moron. Though I didn't have to say fuck. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm getting better. I've tried to get better.
If you're truly going to...
I go through phases.
Are you really going to close your account, or are you just going to take a break? long
I'm
extended break.
going to see what happens. Now, here's what happened yesterday. It was the weirdest thing, man, because I didn't expect it. I thought because Elon Musk has such a shine on him with anything he takes on, except for Neuralink. Neuralink killed 8. Neuralink is supposed to connect biologically computer chips to our own brains. So they want to chip us. So that's what I said. I said, the government doesn't want to chip you. Elon Musk wants to chip you.
Exactly. Yes.
So you're just driving down the street. What's going on?
And the conservatives love him. Like he's like,
that's the weird
and he's
part.
the one who wants to chip you.
That's the weird part. Well, they've killed 8 gorillas or monkeys trying to do it.
No.
Yep. They've already killed, and they had to admit that they basically were experimenting on monkeys and that they killed 8 of them with Neuralink. And he's got the Boring Company where he made it so he made this giant drill that can actually is big enough for a car that goes. It's like 10 times faster. It makes everything cheaper to go through. So he wants to put. This doesn't sound like a bad thing at all for a disaster movie. He wants to put tunnels everywhere to relieve traffic.
Somebody who grew up around like mines wants to do drilling.
Yeah,
and drill
that's
tunnels.
Interesting. I didn't think about that.
Huh?
Maybe
Wants to
maybe he
extract
feels like
things?
he drills enough holes and gets the rights. Maybe he's just looking to hit a vein of something. You're like, no, I was doing it for traffic, but
I found adamantium in here.
Yeah, I'm now worth $500 billion, which by the way is $999
Oh my
million.
gosh. No.
Your reaction to kill me. So Neuralink's doing that. Then he's got another company called Hyperloop, which he actually kind of drew. He literally did a drawing of a tube. They put mail in tubes. Do you know what Hyperloop is?
Yes.
You know what it is?
Yes.
So they put
it's a hallway for cars. You just pass under like a toll. That's how you've seen the first one. It's like 10 feet.
Yeah. Well, they want to do is it's a giant plastic tubes which are cheap. It's cheaper than rail because like California's burning all these billions of dollars on a rail thing we still don't have. And the first link is between Bakersfield and Modesto.
There's nobody who lives there. Who's going to take
it? We need the high-speed rail.
Pass right through it. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but you have to.
That's the only reason I've heard. What are you doing? Getting past fucking Modesto.
Get the fuck
But
through
you
here.
have to get out there.
Yeah, you got to get
You
it out
don't get
first.
to pass it. You have to get out. And
You have to drive out to it, yeah. So
no, I mean you have to get off that train in Modesto.
yeah, and then get a car go where you're going to go, right? It's not.
So you're actually coming in close contact with Modesto.
So
It's
Hyperloop,
not
if you look
better.
it up, it's this tube. It goes through a tube like when in the old movies when they send this mail to the 3rd floor, and it gets sucked
Yeah.
up. So it was they would take the pressure out of the tube and they would have a fan and it would blow up to 700 miles an hour. Problem they found out is that when like any kind of even gentle corners, people were just like, ow.
I feel like that's a Tom and Jerry. I'm just like, boop, 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 boop.
So they could make it the way they can make it. It's like literally a third the cost of building high speed rail. So the guy's not a moron, but when it comes to this, it just seems like that's when I was writing Armageddon. I thought money is a disease because there's a point you have so much. You're like, I want to do whatever I want, and that's what he's doing. Yep. And I don't know where this goes, but